It's going to be on. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to get ready for some awesome training by Miss Jessica Parazoo. But first of all, I want to share with you guys. I know Jessica shared with you guys a little bit about the mom that I met with a child that has cancer, 9-year-old Damien, and he's so handsome. But let me just tell you a little bit how I met her. I was doing Lyft, which I said I wasn't going to do anymore, but something told me to go out there, you know. So I was doing Lyft. I picked her up, and we were just talking, you know, about life. And she was just saying she was on her way to the hospital, and I said, "Oh, what's the matter? He's not feeling good." And she says, "Well, he has leukemia, and he's going to the hospital to get some treatment." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Boy, you're a brave little boy, you know." And so we were just talking and everything, and I really didn't know what to say to her, you know, about, you know, with what she was going through with her son, because I never been through that before. But she was just telling me, she says, you know, I've tried different companies and I'm trying to get insurance for him, but nobody would insure him. And I'm just like, you know, just fed up looking, and you know, I really need to get some insurance for everybody. And so I said, you know what? Funny that you mentioned that. I am a financial planner. I work with some awesome people at WFG, which means World Financial Group. And I don't know, I can't promise you anything, but just let me ask some questions and see what we can do. And I don't, you know, like I said, I can't promise you anything. So I talked to Jessica, I believe it was Jessica, and you know, I don't think we can do is try, right? And but Jessica found a company that accepts children with leukemia, with cancer, and it was just like amazing. It was like a miracle, and I was so excited. Actually, it was an accidental text message. I got the text message, and so I said, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna be so happy to hear that," you know. But I let Jessica explain everything to her, and I was just really just overwhelmed. I'm like, everybody needs to know this. And we were talking and everything, and when she sat down with Jessica, and you know, they had a conversation, and they, you know, got plans together, got things together before he goes into surgery. And let me tell you, that's, I believe that was pressure, some pressure taken off the mom, you know, to get her son covered. And a lot of people don't know that there's coverage out there. And I believe this mom would be a great advocate, a really awesome advocate for other parents that's going through the same thing that she's going through. And that really, really boosted my faith in the company up, you know. And it's like, I'm on this mission now. I've got to let it be known and tell people, as many people as I can, that there is hope out there. There's something out there for everybody, you know, and don't give up hope. But I'm gonna let Miss Jessica, you know, do her training as always, awesome training, and everybody just keep talking to people, keep working, keep spreading the mission, because we have something powerful, guys, powerful to share with the world. And so let's just all do that, okay? So I'm gonna let Miss Jessica take it away, take the train away.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. It was really, I really wanted everyone to hear her side of the story, because Stephanie's been blowing it up when it comes to prospecting and putting names on the captain's list. She has been like knocking us all out of the park, and including myself. I'm like, whoa, where did this woman come from? You know, but it only takes one to build the momentum to have the rest of the names, the numbers, the referrals, the whatever it takes to build that momentum. It only takes one to get it started, and it snowballs after that. That individual really believes God put Stephanie in her life like a guardian angel. And it's so true. And it's really exciting. I can't wait to submit that app tomorrow, because they actually go in on the 6th for quarantine until he is able to go for his transplant. And so it's really excited, perfect timing. And as soon as she comes out of the hospital, she's like, I'm coming into business with you guys, and we're going to bring this to who needs it. And so she has a mission on her heart. And that is a huge thing when it comes to our business, is that, you know, yeah, there's money. Yeah, we change people's lives. But when you have a mission, it's completely different. you walk differently, you do things differently, you talk differently. It's always the words of the business, but things just change. So last week we actually were talking about accountability sheet, right? Josh was coaching us on how to be accountable daily, how to be accountable to your trainer, to your SMD, so that we are, one, we know how to coach you. Two, we're completely aligned with our leadership. We understand where we are supposed to go by being accountable. We know what you're doing and where we can make some shifts so that we can actually start doing things a little bit better and growing ourselves. Sometimes that's like a hard conversation. And sometimes it's like, great job, you're doing a good job, keep going, keep pushing, keep doing those things. So those accountability sheets tell us a lot because our business is a numbers game. Now, if you remember, does anybody remember what's the first thing on our accountability sheet? Oh, Shannon Cook had her hand up. You're on mute, Shannon Cook.
It's reading your business plan.
Okay. First thing, numbers.
Wait, what do you mean?
What's the next thing right after business plan?
Oh, new prospects.
New prospects, numbers. Business plan, perfect job, Janet, is the number one thing we need to be doing on a daily basis, is reading that when we wake up, reading it when we go to bed. But when it comes to our numbers, prospecting is a big thing, especially those of us who have been in the virtual world for a little bit and are trying to figure out, how do we get new numbers? I don't leave my house. Oh, wait, at least I don't. So this was something that was like, okay, I got to figure out how to get more numbers into the pipeline so that I can do more accountability and figure out what my new numbers are in the virtual world. And so that is what we want to go over with you guys today, is how do we prospect in a virtual world, right? So I'm going to bring up a presentation. Let's go all the way to the beginning. All right. So knowing your numbers is so important. The numbers of our business is 10 confirmed, 3 invited, 1 shows, right? Or 1 AMAs. 10 confirmed, 3 show, 1 AMA. That's the numbers of the business. But how many people do we need to invite to get 10 confirmed? Now that's a great question, but how do we figure that out if we're not doing this every single day and this every single week? If we're doing this, we can figure out what the X invited is necessary to invite the right amount of people to get the results that we're looking for. Plus, if we're running those numbers, we literally can figure out, how many dials a day do I need to make in order to get that result? I literally know my phone calls is 300 calls a week at a minimum. I need to invite between 15 to 20 people to get 10 confirmed for 3 to show and 1 AMA. So I can do that weekly, or I can do that per BPM. My 300 is to get the per BPM because my results are a little bit higher, or my expectations of myself are a little bit higher. But if you start running the numbers for every week, you'll get those results, right? The idea is we want to get as many people into the pipeline and start filtering them out. The first conversation is we want to, hey, get their number, but we want to make that dial, spend about 2 minutes to make the appointment. And that appointment is going to be 1, the BPM, or 2, we're going to set an actual one-on-one appointment with them. It can be one-on-one or a client. Some of those are going to show, some of them are not. Where do they go? We follow up, we set an appointment. Some people will say you follow up until that person is dead, right? So usually it doesn't take that long. It takes about 8 contacts for someone to actually show up, either an appointment or a BPM, and have a result. And the items that I'm going to actually show you guys will show you how to minimize how much follow-up you have to do, because most of those contacts are made before our guests actually show to the BPM. But the idea is we want to put as many people into this filter so that they're filtering out either as a recruit client or as a client. And we just need to know those numbers for ourselves. Everybody's numbers is different. My 300 minimum calls a week may not be your 300 minimum calls a week, but where are we prospecting and where are we getting numbers? One, have you guys pulled out your school annual from high school, college? Maybe some of you have them from elementary school, or some of you actually have a really good memory and can look up all your high school friends and classmates and everything and find them on Facebook. I'm really bad at names, so I actually have to have something to go off of. And so one of the things I've been doing is I utilize Instagram and Facebook for people I have known. Friends of friends, start friendship farming, start adding names and numbers. Literally, if we pulled out our phone, how many contacts do you have? I have 2,000 contacts in my cell phone. Have you called them all? 2? I want you guys to put in the chat, how many Facebook friends do you have? One week ago, I actually wanted to see how many friends I added, but 1 week ago, I had over 1,028 Facebook friends. Now I have 1,038. So I added in 1 week, by friendship farming, 10 friends. Okay, I don't personally count those as new prospects until I've actually had some kind of conversation and gotten their number. How many Instagram followers do you have? Put that in the chat. I have 333 people that I have following me that weren't friends of mine when I first started my Instagram, right? What about LinkedIn? There's all kinds of other social media platforms that you may utilize. I am a baby boomer when it comes to Twitter, so I haven't really utilized that platform yet. These are the 3 platforms that I use to get phone numbers and prospect people and start up conversations and friendship farm. And the easiest way to start up a conversation is compliment them on a picture they posted. Where is that at? That's beautiful. I see that your kid's on here. I have kids too, and the normal prospecting that we would do out in public, you can do that on social media. LinkedIn is more of a professional networking platform. And what I love about LinkedIn is everyone on there knows that 1, you're looking for a job, or 2, offering a job. How many individuals are you connected with on LinkedIn? Well, I started with 0 when I first got my account, started connecting with people, started looking, doing searches for people looking for a new career and looking for a new opportunity. A week ago, I wrote down the number. I only had 2,731 connections. Today, I checked it. I was pretty impressed with my numbers. I added 100 connections this week. And when that means I sent a connection to them, they accepted it. A lot of times they go and view your account. Sometimes they'll add the connection and sometimes they'll unadd the connection. It's okay. This is not for everybody. But then I start having a conversation, and what I'm really looking for is individuals who have this icon on their LinkedIn profile. It says open to work. So somehow they have lost a position, their position was taken over, their position is no longer, COVID happened, but they have this on their profile that says open to work. And automatically I am having a conversation with that individual, no matter what field they are in. And my conversations go one of two ways. This is one of them. The reason I'm reaching out to connect, because your name surfaced as a part of the candidate search who has a background that our management team is looking for. So I wanted to connect to introduce myself and ask if you'd be open to discussing the possibility of comparing your present position with the opportunity with our organization. So I even send this message to someone who's still working. It wouldn't hurt to talk on an exploratory basis, would it? What's the best number to reach you at? Some connections actually have their phone number on their profile. And if it says open to work and their number's on their profile or their resumes on their profile, I'm not even sending this to them. I'm literally picking up the phone and I'm calling them. And I'm asking them questions about their previous position. What do they like and dislike about it? What are they looking for in their search? So that I am finding out exactly and asking those interview questions that we're going to ask them again, but really trying to find out what ticks for them, what is their motivation, and how I'm going to have a conversation about the business to them. And I'm very specific because of those answers that they are answering. So the pre-scripting conversation. What did you like about your previous position? What did you dislike about your previous position? And, a lot of the time is, well, COVID. I didn't like my management. I loved working with people. We're looking for individuals with integrity, strong work ethics, and a heart to help others. Would you say that describes you? And you'd be surprised, I have had people tell me no. Great. Who do you know that fits those qualities? Because I already know that I don't want to work with them if they say no to this, but they may know somebody. And I'm every step of the way, I'm going to ask for referrals no matter what the conversation is. There's some people who are like, oh no, I've been to a presentation. Awesome. It was great contacting with you. But again, if you can do me a favor and save my contact information, and if you know someone who fits this profile or is open to an opportunity or is looking, if you can send them my way, and that has resulted in people calling me as well. It's just a matter of making a connection with somebody. All right, so one, I send the connection, they accept the connection, I'm sending them a message, I'm getting them on the phone. Unless they're sending me their phone number, I'm not counting that as a prospect. If I have their phone number, guess what? I've officially got them as a prospect, because if I was out in public in line at a store or something and I was prospecting them that way, that's considered a prospect. I know that there's been some people that were like, Jessica, how are you prospecting so many people? This is it. Literally having these conversations online from my office at home with people. And the awesome thing about social media, there is no time clock on social media. I could, I don't know, have a sleepless night and midnight being sending out connections. And LinkedIn, on the free profile, you can send out 50 new connections a day. Not all of them are going to accept it. That's okay. But at least every single day I connected with 50 new people, and it's the right ones will accept it. The right ones will send me their phone number. The right ones are going to come into business with us, right? So what does my invitation look like? I use the scripts. Our company's name is World Financial Group. its vision is to lead the financial revolution and build financially independent families. The company is aligned with many of the largest, most experienced companies in the world, and it is exciting, quality company with tremendous income potential. But I'm not going to try to explain it all now for a couple of reasons. And of course, some of this gets a little switched in the virtual world. And again, I'm not saying, you know, I just gotten started, but those of us who just gotten started, this is what you say. I've just gotten started. I don't know how to explain it all. Literally what I'm saying is, look, we have a couple times this week that we are hosting a virtual corporate overview, and a part of our interview process is your attendance. And then immediately following, I will call you to set up an interview within 24 to 48 hours. I am pre-framing them and letting them know this is part of the interview process. But I also want them to know, you know, however, our senior marketing director, however, there's leaders in our company, they're giving a special presentation on Tuesday and Thursday. If it's Monday, I'm inviting Tuesday to Thursday. If it's Wednesday, I'm inviting Thursday to Saturday. Like the next two, I only give them two options. Unless something in their conversation from the previous questions told me that they are not available during the weekdays or things like that, I might put them off. But when I'm giving them options, I'm trying to give them the two most closest. And if I'm calling on Tuesday, guess what? I had an opening come available this evening. I know it's only a couple hours notice, but I can squeeze you in. And it works. It's just all using the words of our business. It's making it happen. It's meeting those numbers. When I was talking about knowing our numbers, where do our BPM guests go? They go into our BP invites and BSC Pro. It's our captain sheet. And this right here shows you that 15 people were invited, 10 were confirmed, and how many showed? 5 showed. That's 33%. That's literally the numbers of our business. And if you also notice that in the notes or the different colors, there was follow-ups done. There was some reschedules. There was appointments set. There was recruiting appointments being set. I am literally immediately contacting anybody showed immediately following the BPM on Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday. And then some of them you reach, some of you don't, but I'm literally reaching out to every single one of them. Every BPM, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, guess what? My first calls are on Wednesday morning. It's literally to every single person who was invited that didn't show. And I'm making sure that I'm following up every other day for the first week. The second week, it's every week after that. And then there's some that get put into the monthly follow-up. Follow-up is very key in our business. So much that literally following up, I'm following up after I've already invited them. I want to make sure they do not forget that we have a virtual corporate overview. The day before, they're getting a text message that's reminding them the date, the time, where they're getting an email from, and please confirm, and they'll text me confirmed. They're getting a phone call from someone in the office that is following up with them just to remind them they're making sure they receive the email. The day of the event, either an hour or 45 minutes, depending on what else is on the calendar right before our business presentation, they're getting another text message. And then this example, it's showing immediately following the business presentation, I literally had someone so fired up. They texted me, reached out to me. When can we schedule an interview? That was on a Saturday. And I said, absolutely. I have 1 and 3 p.m. your time available, which works best for you. Because we were on a team call. I couldn't call her, but that's exactly how that one went down. Let's see. I've contacted them on social media to get their number. That's one contact. I picked up the phone and made an invitation. That's a second contact. Third contact, I'm sending a reminder message. Fourth contact is someone from the office. Fifth contact, I'm sending them a reminder message an hour to 45 minutes right before the BPM. They've been contacted 5 times by me or from our office before they even come into the BPM. And remember, the results happened at 8 contacts for most of the people, right? They're hearing from me immediately following. They're hearing from me to remind them about their appointment and their interview. And then guess what? We're having that interview. That's 8 contacts of follow-up. These are just little nuggets that I have every step of the way tweaked with Josh and Kat. Tweaked how many numbers I need to call. Tweaked what am I saying to them. Tweaked like everything. How am I interviewing them? Making sure that I'm leveraging Josh. If you notice on the second message, look, I spoke to our broker. I was telling him all about you. That puts leverage, that puts pressure on them. They're like, oh, okay, so there's more than just Jessica expecting me. And then at the interview, I'm letting them know from the beginning. I'm like, look, Josh and Kat may jump on this call. Let me tell you all about them. So I'm edifying them. I'm edifying how Josh and Kat have impacted my life, have changed my life. And if they jump on this call, there must be something about you that they've heard that they want to get to know you personally. And I just want you to know, so if someone else is jumping on this interview, you're aware of who it is. And then that way, when Josh asks the same exact questions that I've already asked, they know why. At this time, I'd like to open up for any questions from you guys. And while I'm waiting for maybe in the chat or take yourself out and mute, if you have any questions, I'll go over this. Just immediately following the BPM, my question to them is, what impressed you the most? And this question, I don't care what they filled out on the poll. I don't care if they jumped off the call early. I don't care what the situation is. My question is, what impressed you the most? And they're going to tell me one of 2 things. And that's how I know which appointment I'm setting. They're going to talk about all the amazing knowledge that they just learned about the products, about the education of the finances. And I need to have that for myself, or I need life insurance, or I need a retirement plan. And I'm setting up a KTP in 24 to 48 hours. I do not make any exceptions to the 24 to 48 hour rules because I want it fresh in their mind. 2, they're going to talk about all about the opportunity. They're going to talk about having that control their time and income. And they're going to be answering this one question all about that part of the business. And I'm setting an interview within 24 to 48 hours. This one question is all it takes. No lengthy conversation, no question and answer. They have questions. I literally tell them to jot it down and we'll answer all their questions in the interview because I'm not doing the question and answer over the phone. I want to be face to face. And I literally take control of that conversation. I tell them to have a great night and I look forward to seeing them at such and such time when they set up the appointment. And it's a no-fail system. And let's see, no questions in the chat. Anybody on the team have any questions about internet prospecting?
Yes. Jessica, when you
Yes.
go to LinkedIn, do you first get in touch with them, or do they have a number you call them? You call them first, or you just get in touch with them and they need you the number?
There's 2 ways. If I connect with them and they have a resume or a phone number on their profile, I call that and start
Okay.
having the conversation. if they do not have a number or a resume on their profile for me to make that contact or that phone call, then I'm sending them that message that they came up a part of the resume or a candidate search, and they have a background that I'm looking for. And I ask them to respond with their phone number so that I can, because I don't want to be inviting on the internet. You can't control conversation that way. And I want to be in complete control of the conversation. So I'm always asking for a number so that I'm making the invitation via phone.
Okay, and I really like that better when you say what impressed you the most instead of, hey, wasn't that some awesome information? I like that better. What impressed you the most? Then it puts it in really in their, in their lap, like, okay, what did impress me? Let me think about it. Instead of the other one, hey, wasn't that some awesome information? Yeah, it was okay. I liked it. It was good, So I like that better.
Absolutely. And it puts the ball in their court, but you still have the control of the conversation that way.
All right. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, can you share your scripting?
The which one?
Can you share your scripting?
You want me to share it again online? No,
No,
here or
no, email it.
Absolutely. Absolutely would be my pleasure to share all the scripts.
Thank you for sharing, Jess. It gives a fresh look at the conversation. So thank you.
Yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you. Very cool.
Thank you. You guys, this is different times. And different times calls for different ways of connecting with people. We're in a weird virtual world that we never imagined, especially any of us born in the 80s or earlier, when before virtual world. I mean, our kids, they would be like, oh, this is my best friend, and they never met them. But for all of us on this call, I think we all have experienced best friends or real life people that we've met in person, right? This is a different time. We may never meet the individuals that we're going to be the next leaders within our business. We have no idea what it's going to be like, but they're out there and they're waiting for us. We've done some amazing things with teammates, Wonders in Texas, and she is itching to go out and kill it because she's got a mission. She's wanting to build something for her grandbabies. I mean, I've met Ken, but not everybody else has met Ken. He's going to do incredible things in Tennessee and across the United States. He's got business partners in multiple states. A lot of us have business partners in multiple states. One day, we hope that maybe Josh and Kat find a ranch big enough to house all of us, so we all can get together and hug each other, and we can all fly in and have a huge potluck, right,
We'll
Jen?
all drive our RVs in.
There we go.
We'll just circle the wagons.
Circle the
They're
wagons.
Looking there.
One.
I
But
told you to check out Rupert, Idaho. It's the Christmas city. So
there we
hopefully,
go.
yeah.
So, until then, we're gonna have to change slightly the way we've done business. Literally what I went over is the new version, the COVID version of step one. Step one in our business, if we can't get past prospecting, step 2 through 6 don't happen. If step 1 is missing in our business, we can't invite to BPM, we can't set KTPs or FNAs, we can't, the rest of the system falls apart. Can't duplicate, can't get B-train, can't beachcomb trainers. We have to tighten up when it comes to prospecting, and whatever way we can figure that out and connect. And If any of us are any other social media platform, I mean, these are the 3 I use just because they're the ones I'm most comfortable with. I'm about to put my kids to work on TikTok and see if they can figure out a way to prospect there, because they've got friends everywhere. But there's got to be a way. But I also want to be able to control the language and the content of that. I don't want to be that mom in the background that they're doing a TikTok in front of. Don't want to be that mom. But there's other ways of connecting, and we just got to figure it out. And ultimately, when it comes to prospecting, is getting the number. So how do we get the number so we can have a real conversation to really invite? The leaders have all the other steps in place. Our trainers have all the other steps in place. So we just need to get that number and make the dial to invite and let the system do the rest. So, yeah, Shannon Cook.
Okay, I found my Instagram. I have followers, and I found who's following me. On Facebook, where do you go?
So you go to your profile,
Ah,
right
that's right.
underneath your picture and the picture section, it will have your friends.
Cool. Thank you.
And I don't have that scripting that I used for LinkedIn. I don't use that on Facebook and Instagram. I use the old-fashioned prospecting conversations on those. Like literally been using new hashtags to connect with homeschooling moms, with mompreneurs, things like that. And people literally are connecting and following me. And I just have a mom conversation, or I have a mompreneur conversation. I literally talk about that, or I see a picture and I compliment them and, hey, where are you from? What do you do? And those natural conversations. I literally use Facebook and Instagram to friendship farm. And then Instagram is more of the professional based conversations.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jess, I
You
mean,
mean LinkedIn is your professional conversations?
Yes.
Okay, just checking to make sure I was following along. Caught it. Okay.
Yes, LinkedIn is professional.
So Instagram and Facebook are not casual, but more organic. There we go.
Yes.
Organic conversations. And LinkedIn is a professional mode. Got it.
Yes. Yes. It's,
okay, I want to share a little bit something. Sometimes it's not the right time to get somebody's number because all depends on what the situation is. So I met a lady today, and come to find out, we went to the same school in Compton, Dominguez High School, right? And so she said, "Do you ever go to the reunions, high school reunion?" I said, "No, I don't be on Facebook like that, to find out those things, right?" So we're supposed to have one every June or July, right? And I said, "You know what? Do me a favor," because she was getting ready to get out the car. Look up my Facebook, Stephanie Boone, and friend me, okay? And so we can, talk a little bit more about it, and see if they're gonna have a family reunion. High school reunion, just to get some information from her. So therefore, I can Facebook her and say, "Hey, you know what? I want to share with you what I do. So when we have this reunion, at least you know what I do. Whatever. And what do you do? So." Yeah, so that's a good way to get somebody's information without saying, "Hey, can I have your number? Can we exchange numbers? And I can tell you what I do." So yeah.
absolutely. And now that she's friended you,
Yeah,
go through her friend list and
I
go
am.
find other people who
Yes.
are in there that you know, and friend even the ones you don't know.
There's a method behind my madness, okay?
Yes. Absolutely. When we were doing the frontline series of posts that we were doing, I literally went on to all our frontliner clients that we've been working with their permission. I went on their Facebook page and started connecting with the other frontliners. And I get messages like, "How do I know you?" I'm like, "Hey, you were a friend of so-and-so, and I wanted to connect with you." And people are like, "Oh, okay, you know who," and I'm like, "Yeah," and they're completely fine with that. That it's the easy way to add more people into your friendships, and then they just start seeing your post, and they'll comment. And the ones that you comment, you know, some of them you're not going to go immediately for the kill, you know, let them get to know you first. But if they comment, respond to the comment. If they're commenting or liking a lot of your posts or things like that, then start reaching out and get to know them. Be like a little bit childlike. Hey, I grew up here. Where'd you grow up? You know, just making friends. Trust me, I don't know that many people in real life. So if I have literally, how many did I say? 1,000 Facebook friends. I don't think I've known 1,000 people myself, but friends of friends and friendship farming, that's how it's grown. So awesome. Well, if there's no more questions, reminder of the weekly schedule. We have the Good Morning Coffee Chat with Shannon Beelman at 8 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow morning. Bring your poison. Then we have full timers at 8:45. Then we have Tuesday, Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We have our BPM Saturdays at 10 a.m. Make sure that we are adding individuals. I'm getting text messages from people who haven't sent names over for a while. So I'm really excited about some of the people stepping up on the team and seeing where they flourish, as well as we have our agent trainings on Wednesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 9:30. There's so many ways to get plugged in, to grow ourselves, to learn. There's the recordings from past events and trainings that no matter what day, time of the week it is, there's always a chance for us to grow ourselves, but always stay in contact with GroupMe for any announcements or any trainings or links to get registered, and always stay in touch with your trainer. And let's start being accountable to our SMDs. They have poured their heart and soul into each and every one of us, some directly, some indirectly, but they can't wait to see who's going to step up and be the next wave of leadership and the next ones to do something big, because October's over. We got 2 months of this year, but so much amazing things can happen in 2 months that is going to make 2021 be a record-breaking year. We can make record-breaking months the next 2 months. We can completely change the trajectory of our future just by doing the daily activities and plugging ourselves in, growing ourselves, and being accountable, being coachable, and just making it happen. So let's hit this week running and see where the blessings flow. Okay. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, Jess.
Good night.
See you on Coffee Chat in the morning.
Tomorrow.
Woohoo!
Love you, Envision. Have a good